What's going on, Ole Miss fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Rebel Talk. I'm your host, Zach Moreth, and we have a very special guest today. Defensive back Jaylon Braxton is with us, the Arkansas transfer who recently committed and signed to Ole Miss. Jaylon, we just talked about it where you finally moved into Oxford. How's it going down there, man?
It's real good. It's a nice city down here. The people very welcoming, so I'm just ready to get started with the football program.
Yes, sir, man. That's awesome. And for those who don't know, Jaylon, prior to going to Arkansas, grew up in Frisco, Texas. Played high school at Lone Star High School. You got to talk. You got to talk to me, Jaylon. I'm from Chicago. What's it like growing up in Texas, playing high school football with probably the best competition in all of America?
Everything bigger in Texas, like that saying is real. Like Texas high school football, if you haven't seen it for yourself, it's different.
Yeah, no, it looks insane, dude. But
Yeah.
again, it probably prepared you pretty nicely for the SEC. You look at your freshman year, you're an all SEC freshman. Just honestly, an incredible fall for you. Just at what point at Arkansas did you know that you're a freshman and you're probably going to start quite a few games there for the Razorbacks?
It was probably like after like week 3 in the season, just like all my coaches were just telling me like just because you're a freshman don't mean you can't get on the field. Like if we put you out there, we expect you to perform, and when I got the opportunity, I just made the most of it.
Absolutely, man. And I know Arkansas went to Vaught Hemingway, unfortunately lost for you guys that year. But, playing inside that stadium, is it kind of weird knowing that that's going to be your new home for the next few years?
No, it's not weird. I'm just really just thankful and grateful to be here. Actually, that was one of my favorite games that I played in my freshman year. It was at this stadium, so it was a real
Good.
good experience. How they do everything in the stadium and everything. So I'm just looking forward to getting there in the Rebels colors.
I was going to say, I think the fans are going to be happy to see you wearing red and blue this time around. And speaking of guys who transferred from Arkansas to Ole Miss, one of the best players on our team this year, Chris Pooh Paul, a guy you played with your freshman year. I'm curious, Jaylon, what was it like playing, alongside a guy like that? Because we didn't know how big of a leader he was until, he started doing these press conferences and the season started. And it's clear, that's an NFL caliber guy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just with Pooh, like somebody like that, you just know what you're gonna get out of him every day. So like, he's gonna be consistent, hardworking, and like you said, being a leader. So I love playing with guys like that. Surrounding yourself with greatness gonna make you great.
Absolutely, man. And then have you communicated with Pooh, since you committed to Ole Miss?
Yeah, I talked with Pooh just like during my recruiting process, and it was just like he told me like the coaches here, their energy, like you gonna love it here, and just hearing that from him, it just confirmed everything too. So.
Absolutely. Dude, that's awesome. And then I want to go back here, talk about SEC stadiums. Jalen, there's a lot of talk. Is the SEC the best conference? Is it the Big Ten? A lot of controversy about it. But in my opinion, I think the SEC has many more stadiums that are difficult to play in. I got to ask, dude, what has been the most difficult stadium that you've played in?
Um, I'll say LSU. That was probably like the loudest. I think I missed last season due to an injury. So
Yeah.
LSU was my freshman year. That was a real crazy environment.
Yeah, it seems to be a similar
Ole Miss
trend for
was
what.
too though. Ole Miss was too.
Really?
Like, yeah, y'all the fans were talking crazy. So yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's for the Georgia game this year. They were warming up, and the opposing team warms up right in front of the student section, and there were just some wild things being said. So I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
you had a
yeah.
similar experience.
hmm
But entering the transfer portal, Jalen, I'm curious, how did Ole Miss meet your expectations, and what about Pete Golding was so appealing to you?
Just like I said earlier, his energy, how his coaching style, and just like the scheme that they run defensively. And then just his history with the defensive backs. You look at just the production that corners and DBs have in his defensive scheme, and it's just something that I wanted to be a part of. And I know that I'll make a great impact here. So.
Absolutely. I love it, man. And then, it's kind of an interesting situation here on the other side of the ball. Patrick Kudis and Luke Has from Arkansas also transferred to Ole Miss. Were you communicating with those guys, and have you guys talked since?
Yeah, we reached out a little bit. I talked to PK. He was here on the official visit when I seen him. So, but now we talked a little bit. I didn't know that we were all gonna end up here though. It was crazy.
No, that's crazy. I mean, what's it like? You're going to show up to practice and you have two guys who you've spent the last 2 years with, really.
It's just cool, you going to a new place with some familiar faces, so you're not gonna be just a stranger, and you got some people that you were at the new old school with to the new school, so it's just pretty cool.
No, right. It's people are making all sorts of jokes, but seriously, I think the fan base is glad to have some of the best players from that Arkansas team. You mentioned it earlier, Jaylon, but you're battling an injury in your
Mhm.
sophomore year. How are you feeling now, and when do you expect to return to the field?
I'm feeling good now. I'm back running full speed and moving. Obviously, just got to go back on the field and just pick up where I left off from my freshman year and the two
Right.
games we played last year.
Sweet, man. And then the last thing, just to wrap up here, what can Ole Miss fans expect from Jaylon Braxton when he takes the field in Vaught Hemingway Stadium?
You can expect the dog. Like I'm gonna go out there every time, and whoever lines up in front of me, I'm trying to win my one-on-one matchup. No matter who's in front of me, you're gonna give my all every play.
I love it, man. I'm excited to watch you play. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jaylon Braxton. Be sure to follow him on Twitter, Instagram, all the social media. Jaylon, appreciate your time, man. Be sure to like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Hotty toddy.
Yep.